All right, let me share. I'm going to invite as many people as I can, so I'm just going to share the StreamYard link. And let's see. I'm going to tell Tim to get his butt in here. Tim Smith, get your butt in here. Let me see if I can send him a text. I haven't messaged him in a while, so I haven't seen what he's doing lately. Let me get my boy on here real fast. Let me see if I can get the StreamYard link here. Yeah, no, it's a live reaction, though, to my boy LeBron James breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. This is honestly an incredible feat, and I think people should really soak it in, take it in. I do need to edit, actually, because I realized it should be LeBron James breaks Kareem's record, and this is incredible, you guys. Hopefully we can get hold on. I might actually have to. I'm doing a live. I'm going to try to get him on here. I'm going to just steal the link from the live stream that we're doing right now from StreamYard. Yeah. Copy the link. I got to copy this link. Oh, what the hell? Okay, links. Entering the studio. Okay, copy it. You got to send this to my boy, Timmy. All right, there we go. All right. So normally, I think this is an historic situation where LeBron breaking Kareem's record is a big deal. Now, as an avid basketball fan and somebody who really appreciates the game, I witnessed it. I saw it live. Well, I wasn't actually at the stadium, obviously, but I was watching it on the on the TV, basically, and it was just an incredible. First off, LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I've been calling him LeGoat. You know, I do think he's a little too much of a China shill. Like he defends China a little too much for their human rights violations. But outside of it, though, I'm a big LeBron fan. I like what he does on the court. I think he's a great father. There's a lot of great things about Bron. A lot of question, like his political viewpoints are a little dumb, in my opinion. But I think he's a smart dude overall, though. Just, seems that smart people are just dumb with politics. I mean, I'm kind of done with politics, to be honest. I don't really pay attention, so there's better things. And anyway, so the whole thing is LeBron, LBJ, the greatest of all time. I really do believe he is the greatest basketball player of all time. He may not have the rings to show for it, but he is definitely. He's definitely got the rings, obviously. He hasn't passed Jordan. But I do believe it is, like with LeBron, it is one of those situations where you kind of have to take one good hard look at him and be like, you are really the greatest. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Really just speaking off the cuff on this one, just really I'm excited. It's just nice to see a record be broken, a record so extreme be broken. And it's one of the bigger records in sports history is the scoring title. It's huge. It really is. So, but he's one hell of a player. He is one of the best players of all time, and people really should give him the credit, man. But yeah, this is the LeBron James breaks Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. Actually, I probably should do something about this real quick. Hold on. Just looking up something real fast. But no, it's an exciting time, everybody. And it's good to do a live show. I usually do pre-recorded shows, but I felt like this is a good occasion to do a live video. And I'm trying to get Tim Smith on here tonight. I don't know if Tim may have some other arrangements going on. You know, I kind of threw this on him. I told him I'm doing a live, so I'll stay on long enough, hopefully, for him to get guest appearance. No, anytime I could have him on the show, it's one of the better times is to have Tim on the show. But yeah, dude. Anybody else who wants to join, I got the StreamYard link in the live chat, so feel free to get your ass and your booty and your shit in here. I'll even share it on here. Why not? Just tell Tim to get his butt in here. But yeah, no, watching LeBron break the all-time scoring record. By the way, this is a regular season record. For those who don't know, it's just it's not like it doesn't include the playoff points. I mean, if you were to do all-time points combined, regular season and playoffs, I'm pretty sure LeBron would eclipse that record as well because of the amount of times he has been the amount of times that he is God, I can't even think right now. Oh, Tim is here. Okay, cool. I ended up sending him the link. Yeah, I don't know if you got the link via text, man, but I sent you the link and I sent it to you text message and stuff, but I don't know. Terrible with that shit, but yeah, I wanted to at least do the live and then put the StreamYard link in here. So now that we got Tim in here, pretty happy. Oh, gotta. Oh, but yeah, man, if you want to join in, just click on the StreamYard link. I'm linking like Zelda. Take your time, my friend. I'm just gonna be. I'm just ecstatic right now, man. I'm ecstatic because I got to watch the all-time points record get broken. That's something to me that's really cool. I mean, I wasn't there live, obviously. I was just sitting at home watching the game. But honestly, LeBron James, even though I don't agree with him politically, he is one hell of a basketball player. Like I said, I think he's politically an idiot, but you know, but for the most part, he's a genius. I think he's actually a pretty smart dude. It's odd. You know, it's like he's a smart dude. His politics just suck ass. That's all. But that's about it. Yes, gonna get Tim in here. I think.
Yes,
I can hear you, my man. Can you hear me?
Woo! Yeah, what happened? Something happened in basketball?
Yeah. So hold on. I think I can still hear you. Just keep speaking real quick. I want to make sure I can.
Yeah, what happened? Did LeBron do like a 360 dunk?
No, he broke the all-time scoring record for the regular season points. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held the record of I think it was 38,300 something, and LeBron James broke it tonight. I was watching the game in anticipation of it, but I'm a huge basketball nut, man. I love the game of basketball way too much, but watching him break it, though, he did a fadeaway jumper like this and just like that, just released off the hands and whew, beautiful.
Was this on an NBA Jam live stream?
No, this is legit. I was just legit watching the game.
Okay, let me Google this. LeBron James.
Yeah, look up LeBron James. You'll see it all over the place, probably in the news. It's he just about 30 minutes ago broke the record. But I just got done watching the game. He broke it at the very end of the third quarter. It was incredible.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was from the 70s.
Yeah. Now, this is nobody ever thought this record would get broken either. I mean, it's a lot of points, man. If you think about just because each basket's worth 2 points. So basically, if you were to do nothing but 2-pointers, It's a lot of fucking, you just divide that by 2, and that's how many baskets you got to make, man. I mean, there's still free throws, of course, which are 1 point per basket, stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm pretty ecstatic right now, man. I just get so excited about basketball to a point that it's probably unhealthy. But
yeah, a lot of sports have gotten more defensive, so it's harder to break offensive records. Because, like, especially in the 70s and 80s, most players were like drunk and high, like in all sports. So it was easy to score points. Now things are more structured. It's harder to break offensive records.
yeah. By the way, did you end up getting my text at all? I sent you the text with the link. I don't even know if you ended up getting it.
I got it. I got it, but my phone doesn't really I don't really use internet on it. It's my free phone from work, so I don't have to pay for one.
Oh,
but
right.
But I had my headphones on, so I didn't hear your text. I was like watching something else.
Oh, got you, man. Got you. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just was just kind of like seeing if you wanted to get on or not. That's why I'm glad I always link the StreamYard link in the chat box thing. So
I used to play a lot. I used to play a lot of NBA Jam. I remember buying it the day it came out for Super Nintendo. And me and my friends had to drive an hour to another town because my town didn't have it yet. And then we got it. We used to play it. And I remember that was a time where everyone was getting like hoops for like their, like in front of your house, everyone had like a basketball hoop.
Oh, like, yeah.
And then you could lower it, and we were all having like dunk contests and stuff.
Oh, I love doing that shit, man. That I lived for that, man. Oh, I love doing dunk contests on like little 8-foot hoops and stuff, or getting it down to 7 foot and just doing as many as I can. It's too much fun.
Yeah, no, that was fun. We'd lower it and have like 360 dunk contest and play some 2-on-2 in like in the street. But yeah, NBA was big back then. It was hard because by the end of the 90s, I kind of fell out with NBA because like in the beginning of the 90s, like NBA, like the game didn't get like worse or something. It's just that the culture had changed. Like from the beginning of the 90s, and then by the end of the 90s, it was like UFC, WWE was having Hell in the Cell matches with like thumbtacks and fire and stuff. And then you turn on the NBA and they blow the whistle because someone's like pinky finger touched someone's wrist and that's a foul. It's like that's not where the culture was at the time. It was all violence and explosions. So I kind of stopped watching around the end of the 90s, and then I picked it up a little later, but then I kind of ran out of time for most sports.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day, I mean, I will admit there's to this day, it's still a very ticky-tacky league. Anytime they call fouls for just about everything, and it really kills the mood of the game. But sometimes you'll get those refs who just kind of let them play, let the contact happen, and unless they're like, I don't know, fouls in general for me, they're a little too ticky-tacky in the league, man. It really got to a point where I'm just like, sometimes I don't want to watch it. Sometimes I just don't want to watch it at all, and I'm like, nope. But no, tonight's game was so freaking important to me because it's like I wanted to see LeBron break the record. I was like, I want to see it happen tonight, and I knew it was going to happen. I had a feeling. I just sat there in my chair, and I was like, this is happening. I know he's in LA tonight, man, and he's got to take it tonight.
Yeah, well, how old is LeBron? How many more years has he got?
I think he's 38, man. He's like 38 years old. He's I mean, I know it doesn't seem like super old to be playing basketball. I mean, it technically is in basketball years because he's been in the league for like 20 years. He's been in the league since he's like 18. Like he came right out of high school and just started playing. I think it was at the age of 18 is when he started playing in the NBA.
It says he named one of his kids Brony. That's why you like him.
Oh, no. Actually, it's actually Brawny. He calls him Brawny. But I say Brony because I'm talking about the My Little Pony fanatics. I always talk about the bronies out there that love My Little Pony. Like friendship is magic. That's why I always say Brony. I'm like, oh, my bronies out there. I don't know. I just think it's funny to call everybody a brony. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
it says Bronny James was named the McDonald's All-American Senior in 2023. Imagine how good he is at dunking like a nugget in like barbecue sauce. You're LeBron James's son, and you're the McDonald's Senior of the Year. You're just dunking those nuggets like left and right.
Total beast, man. It's It's wild. I'm still kind of baffled that I witnessed that kind of history, because to me, I mean, I never thought the record would be broken even when I was younger, because I'm a stat nerd. I love stats, so like I look at like analytics and stuff like that, and it just kind of gets me going. But yeah, I just I'm still overwhelmed by it. I was like super excited. I haven't cracked a beer or anything like that. I'm surprised, but
Oh man, I drank a bunch of beers tonight. Here's like my one here.
Oh, I just realized. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to my fridge real quick. Just entertain the crowd.
Okay. Woo! I've taken over this live stream. What's going on, Oregon? Oh, this guy went into his fridge. Remember the refrigerator Perry for the Chicago Bears?
Okay, got the headphones back on.
Oh, you go into your fridge. I was telling the audience about refrigerator Perry from the Chicago Bears.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fight Bruce Lee in a movie once?
Oh yes. I think there were. I forgot about that.
Wait,
it was like some old.
Who's LeBron
movie.
James? Who's LeBron James gonna fight?
He'll probably end up fighting Jackie Chan or something.
How about this? LeBron James versus Alex Jones on Power Slap.
Holy crap, Power Slap was the funniest thing ever. It's such a... I agree with... I was watching Gavin and Anthony Cumia talk about it, and I don't know, did you watch that episode where Gavin and Anthony Cumia were talking about it at all? On Compound?
I think I saw that. I think they didn't like it or something.
Yeah. They said it was basically "ouch my balls" from the movie Idiocracy, and I agree with that, because it's like, dude, like you have like these big ass dudes, like 200, 300 pounds of pure muscle in their arms, right? And they're both slapping each other like the hardest they can. Dude, you imagine the rattling of the brain in the skull. Like it's insane.
Yeah, but what I like about it is it's like an 18th century duel where they like flip a coin and someone would go first. So
Yeah.
but then if you miss, someone else gets to go. And then that's where the excitement comes in. But instead of dying, you just sort of like have a bit of a concussion. It's not as bad, you know.
I don't know. I think it's a major concussion though, dude. Like those slaps are hard. You're getting like the same hit to the dome multiple times. Like at a certain point, if you got dudes who are slapping the fuck out of you, who have like the biggest, beefiest arms, dude, I would be out the first hit. I'm pretty sure I would. I don't think I could handle that, man. Like, oh.
Well, I don't like that it's like people who are trying to be professional power slap athletes. Like it needs to just be celebrities or something. Like you need to see like Hassan Piker versus Lindsay Lohan or like something like that.
Oh my god. I'm just down for Hassan Piker to get slapped by anybody, to be honest.
Well, I remember what was that guy? You know how they do all the celebrity boxing now? That one guy challenged Hassan Piker, said he was going to kill him. What's that guy's name?
Are you talking about like the YouTube boxing thing where all the YouTube creators were like boxing each other?
Yeah, Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde threatened to kill Hassan Piker.
I love it. I would love to see like Gavin McInnes in one of those like fights, because he boxes. Like Gavin's like a legit boxer. So, well, I wouldn't say he's like a professional or anything, but I'm pretty sure he could kick any of those YouTuber guys' ass. Like just seeing like Gavin go in there. Oh, I love.
Yeah, how about Gavin boxing anyone exposed on Project Veritas? That'd be like a good matchup.
I love it. Oh my god, I love it, man. Smart lad.
Yeah, so LeBron James. Yeah, I know he got all political. It got weird. He doesn't really know what he's talking about. He keeps talking about China. I don't think he's ever been to China, but
yeah, the thing is, he doesn't. He never disavowed like all the shitty stuff they were doing in China. Like, and he makes a lot of money from Nike, his Nike endorsements, but Nike does a lot of their shoe manufacturing in China. So it's like, I mean, there's a lot of child labor for his like I wouldn't say slave labor, but people are, are getting paid pennies on the dollar to manufacture those, and the working conditions suck ass. So like there are these people slaving away to make these shoes, and yet, and it's all, I don't know. China sucks ass a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I got my reasons.
When the Chinese put up a 3-pointer with that big balloon last week, where was LeBron James to block it? That was his big chance.
What's up with that balloon anyway? Like, did they ever like figure out like what data it was collecting, why it was even what? Like, or they trying? I my theory, and I don't really want to come up with too many conspiracy theories, or else the gods of YouTube will shut me down. But I think, and bioweapon. I don't know. Like, did they like what I was afraid of was like it being a bioweapon. I was afraid it was like some sort of like, hey, we're gonna release a vial of more COVID or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna go too into it, or else the AI is gonna boot me. I've been banned from YouTube before for some of the things I say, so I'm not gonna go too conspiratorial on it. But
well, the way China is now, it was probably some billionaire decided to like build an entire city-side Chuck E. Cheese for his 6-year-old birthday, and a balloon got loose. That's what my guess is.
That's a good guess. That's a great guess. Oh my god!
But yeah, in World War II, Japan used to send balloons into China like that had like diseases and bombs and stuff on them, and then they just like land in like a schoolyard. That was like a thing the Japanese did. So, but this looks like it just was taking video, which I don't know. Like I was using the Google video earlier today, and I was walking through Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, for no reason. So it's like you can just use that, or you don't got to send a balloon. But
yeah. I don't understand why like China feels the need to. I mean, I know there's missile silos in Montana or whatever, right? Is it like missile silos or something? But yeah, this is like it's like kind of hovering over Montana. Don't know where else it went. I just know that it was first spotted in Montana. Now, here's the ultimate question, though: would the government have revealed what was going on if the people didn't see it? Like, for instance, let's say we, the people, never saw it because it was basically the public who saw the balloon first. And they started talking about it like, what the fuck is this thing? Why is this in the air? Can we please get an identification on it? I think
wouldn't have even... Sorry,
I think we're in bed with China, man. We're in bed with China. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like we might be... I don't know. It's pissing me off.
Well, apparently during Trump's administration, there was like a few balloons that flew over Hawaii and places like that. And Trump never even knew about it because they never told him. The Pentagon never told him.
Oh,
so it's
shit.
Yeah, like Mark Milley and all those people, they never told him. So like Biden might not have even known if it hadn't made the news. They probably wouldn't have told Biden.
It just bugs the hell out of me, man. I'm trying not to come up with too many conspiracy theories, but I got to admit it is fun to just rattle out as many possibilities that you could think of in your mind. You just got to use your imagination, I guess. But oh man,
yeah, it was probably some weird video where they were zooming in and looking for like, because I know in Idaho and Montana there's a lot of underground bunkers, like privately that people buy, like emergency bunkers. So they might have been checking those out too. Like Ennis Yomizer, the real estate channel, he did a whole thing on bunkers in Idaho. You can get like an awesome bunker there for like $15,000 or something.
Oh, by the way, what about my favorite president ever, Joe Biden, had his State of the Union address today. I watched a little bit of it, just a smidgen as well. I watched it after it was live. I watched like little bits and pieces. Like it was just fun to watch everybody booing him. Like not everybody, but like the conservatives were just sitting in the crowd, like just fucking every time he would diss like the conservatives. They were getting pissed off at him, and rightfully so, man. I mean, Biden's been lying and lying and lying hard, and people are tired of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I haven't watched the any Biden State of the Unions because it's kind of become like the Grammys or the Oscars. It's like something you kind of remember from the 90s, like you used to like pay attention to. But I watched Trump's State of the Unions. Those were fun. But
oh yeah, because he's a charismatic bastard, man. I love it.
Yeah, Biden's just gonna lie about stuff. It's like it's not gonna be a good time. So So I didn't watch it. I knew it was on because Marjorie Taylor Greene showed up with a big gray balloon. Apparently, she was walking around Congress with it or something. But
Yes, it's so good.
But yeah, I didn't watch it because it's like, what's the point? But yeah, it's the same thing. The Grammys, I didn't know those were on until they were over, and then someone told me, yeah, the Grammys were on. But like that was the kind of thing I used to watch when it meant something, and now it doesn't mean anything, so I don't really watch it.
Yeah, I just don't even watch TV in general, man. Like it's just one of those things. It's tough for me to even find like anything I want to watch except for like maybe like a sports game or something like that, whether it's basketball or football or something. That's about the limit. Live entertainment's pretty much what I go for. That's about it.
No, I cut my cable like a couple of years ago because like I had like 100 channels, whatever they give you, but it's a lot of money now.
Yeah.
Like cable wasn't that much growing up. It was like $5 or something. And maybe you only got 12 channels, but like the sitcoms were funny and stuff. And then it's like now it's like 100 channels other than sports, which I realized, I'll just watch online then because every commercial is woke and they're constantly ramming woke stuff down. So then and there's nothing else on. Like I'd watch Pawn Stars on the History Channel, and that was it. I'd just watch Pawn Stars. There's no other good shows on. So I don't really like TV shows. Like they go on for like a few seasons, and it's 15 episodes each. That's like 15 hours. I don't have time for that. I just watch movies. But holy shit, what was that?
Oh, that was my no, that was my Bluetooth speaker, by the way. Did you hear did you hear something that said power off? It was this thing right here.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So if it's inactive for a while, it'll say like power off, and then we'll just like did it. So I didn't want to shock you too much on that one. It just powered off and said it was off.
Nice. But yeah, you're right. It's like there's not enough stuff on TV. I guess if I was really rich, I guess I'd just have it just to have it. But or if I had more parties, like I used to have like UFC parties where people would come over, and then I moved, so I don't have the same friends and stuff that live somewhere else. So I don't really have the same UFC parties. So I'm not gonna pay like $100 for cable just to watch Pawn Stars like once a week or something.
Yeah.
Pawn Stars was funny though. It's like my favorite part. You know Pawn Stars with the bald guy.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of the memes as well. I do like the show. It's a pretty good show, but I like the memes where it's like, "Oh, you have $1. Well, here, I'll give you 75 cents for it or something or I'll give you 25 cents for it or whatever." But
yeah, there was a Biden one where some college kids asking, "Can I get like free healthcare and education subsidized and poverty?" And then the guy goes, "I can give you bombing Syria. That's it." No, but the thing about what's funny about Pawn Stars is people show up with like they look like they've been up for like 3 days. Like their hair's all messed up. They're in like some old clothes. And then in the background by the door is some like 400-pound guy with like a baseball bat who's watching them. And the guy walks in with like his baseball card collection that his wife FedExed him to the hotel. And he's like, obviously he owes all this money to like prostitutes and the casino and everything. And then he's like talking to the Pawn Stars guy. He's like, "Yeah, I just wanted a few extra bucks to send my grandma on a vacation for a retirement. That's all." And he's like, "Oh, can I get $100 for this?" And the guy's like, I'll give you 30 cents. That's all this is for." He's like, "Can't you give me a little more?" It's like, "I'll do 40 cents. He's like, "Okay, fine."
I love it, man. I love it. So freaking good.
Hey, I'm applying for my passport. I might have a passport in like a month.
Oh shit, really? Like a passport for like just any country or just like I guess it would be for any country technically or something, but
yeah, any country. I'm planning a trip to England and France. I've never left North America, but maybe by the end of the year I might be in England and France. And then maybe I'll come down to the US. I'll pop in live to the Michael Garza Show.
That'd be cool. That'd be incredible. No, but like I've never been outside of North America either. I've never even been to Canada before. I've been pretty close to Canada, oddly enough, though, like up in like Washington and stuff, like very, very close to the border, but never actually made my way into Canada. One of these days, I gotta go to Canada. But
do you know Mount Baker? Can you see Mount Baker from where you are?
I think I'm probably too far. Let me look at a map real quick where Mount Baker is. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Mount Baker. At
So
least
I can see
not
it from
where I'm
my
at.
I can see it from my house, like looking north to south.
Let's see, Mount Baker. Let's look it on the map.
It's like it's a big volcano looking thing in Washington State.
Yeah, let's see. Because I know that I'm in. See, because I'm kind of in the middle. I'm on the middle coast of Oregon, basically. So, like, I think I've seen Mount Baker before, like previously, but I just wonder how far it is because I don't know if I think it's actually too far for me to see because that's like, let's see, where am I at? Depot Bay. Yeah, definitely would be way too far to see that, I bet. Oh, here's some Canada though. Let's see. Here's some. Oh, we got Pemberton.
Pemberton, I've heard of that. Yeah.
By the way, I'm curious. So for Pemberton, do you remember the Pemberton Music Festival at all?
Yeah, I've never been, but I've heard about it.
But it was like some like weird thing where it only lasted for like 4 years, and I guess the organizers. I was working for a company called Ticketfly at one point, and they ended up. What was it? They didn't like pay any of their fees or anything. I can't remember how it all worked, but yeah, basically they fucked up a lot of shit. Like they were so broke that they couldn't actually they couldn't even borrow money. Nobody wanted to lend money to the organizers for it. So they were just like, oh fuck it, we got to cancel it. And they had already like sold a whole bunch of tickets. I think this was like back in oh Christ, I think like back in like 2017 or something.
No, that sounds familiar. I think I was working at a restaurant where some guy was going to that or something. It got canceled or something.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like when I saw Pemberton on the map, though, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I recognize that name."
That's funny.
Like, yeah, I just was looking at the Google map for a second, but
let me just see where Pemberton is because I've yeah, it's probably not far from where I am, but see Pemberton Music Fest.
But yeah, if you can see Mount Baker from where you're at, yeah, you're probably within a decent distance. It'd be kind of fun to make my way up to Canada one of these days. I think it would be neat. What sort of, do you know like what's required to get into Canada? Do I need like some sort of special, can I get like a day pass? Just like buy a day pass.
Yeah, as far as I know, all travel now, you need just like a standard passport. But you never used to go between US and Canada, but everything changed after 9/11. But
yeah.
I haven't left the country since before 9/11. So. Man, no, I was poor for like decades, but now I got a little bit of money, so let's start seeing some stuff. I got castles and palaces I'm going to try and go see. So.
Dig it, man. Maybe you'll buy a castle. Lease out a castle now. You ever seen I don't know why I just thought of this, but you ever see Dan Pena at all? He's like this guy on YouTube. He does like if you look him up, he's like this old dude. He's pretty interesting. He calls himself the $1 trillion man. He's actually funny. He's pretty funny though, because every time he has one of his QLA seminars, which stands for like the Quantum Leap Advantage, he always has these guys singing, "You are a cunt, you are a cunt, nobody likes you because you are a cunt." And so it's like one of the things that he does. Like I think it's his ending I can't remember if it's his ending ceremony or his middle of the. It's like basically, like those like Tony Robbins, for instance, will hold those 5-day retreats or whatever. Well, Dan Pena does like a 7-day thing where he gets these people who are willing to pay him like, I don't know, $10,000 or something like that to stay in the castle. He has this castle in Scotland. That's why when you said castles and shit, I was like, oh.
No, he's got a video that says something like, what is it? The Castle Lecture or something? I'm trying to see. Castle Seminar.
Yeah, he's funny as shit though, man. I love it because when he yells, like it's almost like a boot camp. Like he's yelling at all these guys. Like I remember like what was it? He said you should have you should have dripped right down your mother's leg, but instead you were born or whatever, stuff like that. He'll say like the most derogatory things. He's like, because you're a fucking cunt. because you're a fucking loser. Like, and stuff like that. It's like, it's so much fun to watch because it's almost like you almost feel like he's also talking to you a little bit. Like the way he does it, you almost feel like not only is that person being talked to, but you feel like he's talking to everybody, including you, the person who's watching the video. So like when I'm watching Dan Pena, I'm like, God, I'm a cunt too, I guess. Like I gotta get my shit together. But no, he actually oddly enough helped me a little bit. I've never met the guy in my life, but his videos were kind of eye-opening for me, that I kind of like, there were certain aspects of my life where I was like, I don't got my shit together, so I got to get it together or something. So like, it was nice. He's funny though. If you get bored, man, look him up.
He was ranting at a Persian student. What else he's doing? Yeah, he's got a lot of videos. Why we have a snowflake generation.
He's pretty fun to listen to, man. If you get bored, he'll like. They even have compilations of his speeches and his interviews and stuff like that. Really fun.
Yeah, here we go. Dan Pena being a savage for 5 minutes straight. That's the one I'll check out.
Ooh, I wonder if I can. Oh, you know what? You might be able to share it. Do you see? Okay, do you see where it says present? Maybe.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Let me bring it up.
Yeah, try to like do present. Like there's a little present button, and then it should let you, if you want to share your screen. That is, if you want, I can also just pull up the link as well on mine, and then put the presentation up. But here it is. Just let me know when you want me to add it to the stream. All right, adding it to the stream.
I give you this vagina cream so you can rub it on your snatch, because you're all cunts. And everybody you know is a cunt. Don't you understand that?
So much fucking fun.
Anybody with any balls whatsoever? You know any real men?
Who is this guy?
No, the answer is no.
Damn.
We have a very high dropout rate during the 1 year free. That's somebody's phone?
Uh-oh.
Turn it off before I shove it up your ass. That's not fair enough. I'm not asking for your fucking validation, moron. I got a fucking email from some Muslim guy today that said I slagged off Allah. Go fuck yourself. I slag everybody off, fuckhead.
This guy is the man.
You just go fuck yourself. You can't help yourself. You ought to go.
Oh, shit.
Boom, mother. Boom, boom. Kill your fucking parents. Metaphorically speaking. They fucked you up. I'm giving you a way to unfuck yourself. You got loser fucking DNA.
Damn it.
And I'm trying to give you a fucking template to fight off that loser. Goddamn, like the devil's gonna make me do it. Gotta fight that loser off. But it's in your Aussie brain. You ask the same fucking questions. You're an insecure old man. It's that simple. God damn it. How many fucking times do I have to tell you?
A lot of Aussies are drunk,
come
though.
to the seminar. They talk to
they what?
15 times a day.
He's talking about Aussies. A lot of them are drunk, though.
15 fucking times a day. What possibly can you tell your fucking mother 15 fucking times a day?
Look how scared these people are.
Other than neurotic shit. What? 15 times a day.
They're so scared. Look at them.
What the fuck?
And the second question is, I already started getting uncomfortable, like...
Well, you look uncomfortable right now. You look like a whore in church.
Yes.
You look like a whore in church. Oh my god.
Okay, I need a break from that guy.
Savage, though.
Okay.
Complete.
Yeah, that guy's out of control, man.
But yeah, like, isn't it? Don't you feel that though? Like when you're watching it, you almost feel like he's kind of talking to you too while he's talking to those people. Like even like when he looks at the camera, for instance, it's like, oh my god, like even I'm getting nervous when he looks at the camera. Like, oh shit, Dan Pena's looking at me. He's very like,
No, those people look terrified. It's like he could snap at any moment.
Oh, he's intense. Like I've watched like full length videos of his. He's got some good information. Like the one thing I like about him, besides all the craziness that you just saw, he actually has got some good like investing advice, building businesses advice, like how to make a business go public, for instance. It's really impressive. Like how to even borrow money from a bank effectively, how to borrow money from anybody outside of a bank, you know. And a lot of his information's out there for free. Like you just got to go on YouTube, look up Dan Pena. he's a nutbag. He's fucking out of his gourd. He's out of his mind, but I love it. I don't know why I love it. Like I think I just need somebody to put me in my place sometimes. So like I'll just like watch a little Dan Pena to be like, all right, this is humbling shit.
Yeah, it's either that or have your army friend come in and like just yell at you, like do some push-ups or something.
Yeah, I could have my boy. I could have my boy Charlie. Actually, Charlie's one of my. He's been in the Navy for a while. In fact, I think he's almost out of the Navy. And then there's my boy.
Who's the guy that got a like honorable discharge last time?
Oh, Frankie, Frankster, good old Frankie. Yeah, I don't know all the details about it. I try not to pry too much into it. I just let him, talk about it when he wants to talk about it. But yeah, as far as I know, an honorable discharge. Thank goodness, because I know that they can really, I know they can fuck shit up if it's dishonorable for some reason. It can make it kind of tougher to do certain things, and thank goodness it was an honorable one. But yeah, my boy Charlie though, he's almost to the point of retirement. Like he'll be able to, and I think if he stays in the Navy for just 4 more years. He gets retirement for life basically at this point. And so he's just basically kind of writing out the rest of his contract and kind of doing his thing.
You must get a decent pension for Navy retirement.
Oh, I think I remember him telling me it's pretty fat. It's a pretty fat amount of money per month. And I was like, dude, get it, boy, get it.
So I know police only got to work like 10, 15 years or something, and they get like a good pension. But
yeah, I think it's about for the Navy too. Let me think, because let's see, Charlie's been in the Navy, I think, since he was 19, because he's about the same age I am. And let me see. Yeah, I think he's actually got about 2 more years now that I think about it. Just about 2 more years left. I was actually, because he told me this about a year and a half ago. So yeah, 2 more years he's got about, and then he's done. He's just like wiping his hands clean of it and just enjoying retirement. And I'm just like, dude, get it, boy, get it.
Yeah. What do you do though? Like one of Gavin's friends, he always shows up on like the Thursday live show. That guy, he's retired and he got bored, so he got another job like delivering stuff or something.
Oh yeah.
But it's like sometimes people can't handle retirement, Like my work's got this whole seminar that everyone takes on how to handle retirement, because a lot of people, like, I can't believe like how many people at my job retire and they're back a month later. Like we have a big retirement party for them and everything, and everyone signs a card. A month later, they message you, "Hey, I'm back. I'm working another unit now," because they don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know. They're just sitting around confused. Like a couple people took off, like they're gone. They're like, "No, we hated it working. We're gone." But most people are back like within like a month, and they're working like as much as ever. Like, what are you doing? Don't you have like hobbies or something to do? It's like,
yeah, it's one of those things, man. Like, for instance, with the way I invest, I've actually thought long and hard. Once I get to that point of where I only have to work part time, because it's going to come to a point probably in the next couple of years where I'll be able to actually work part time, like where I won't have to work a full time job. I could do like part time delivery driving for what's that fucking delivery service called? DoorDash.
So many now. DoorDash.
Yeah, there's DoorDash. I actually every now and then, I haven't done an Instacart one in a while, but Instacart is a fun one to do on the side. But yeah, DoorDash is easy because you just go to restaurants and you wait. You put the order in, then you wait for the order. Once you get it, you go in your car, just deliver it real fast, and it's GPS tells you where everybody lives. So you're just like, boom, I know where everybody's at.
No, I hate all this delivery stuff though. Anytime I'm out anywhere, I'm waiting in line, and my food takes like 40 minutes because of one of these delivery people, like Skip the Dishes. They're standing there with their giant like thermal bag, and they're getting like 90 burgers and like 80 fries. And I just want like one
That's straight
combo.
up me. That's straight up me, because when I was doing like Instacart delivery, I had to go to the grocery store and actually go hand pick all the items that they wanted. But like I had like this big ass fucking bag that I would always cold, what do you call this? Hot and cold bags and shit, man. I was just like, I was the king of the road when I did that shit, and I actually loved it. I'm thinking about doing it again on the side as a side gig, just because
Yeah,
I
but
get
just if
bored.
you're in line for a big fish at Burger King and all you're getting is that and like the dill pickle nuggets, and you're waiting while they like everyone's running around scrambling to get the skip the dishes order in the back. There's like people screaming because they just like lost a finger, and like people are like dipping themselves in like the hot oil, and you're just trying to like all I wanted was one thing, and you're waiting there, and the guy's like got his giant bag out. It's so annoying. I think the new rule is you shouldn't be allowed to order anything that wasn't available in the 80s. So you can get pizza and Chinese food. That's all you can get. You can't get anything else. That should be the rule.
Oh my god, that's why you got to move to Oregon and just be the mayor. You be the mayor. You gotta be the no. You gotta be the governor of Oregon. That's what you need to be, the governor.
Well, you know how like communities have different.
I need you.
Yeah, communities have different things. You're not allowed to put like a flag in front of your house, or you're not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that. The new thing should be you're only allowed to order pizza and maybe Chinese food if it's like on a weekend or something. Like if your mom took off and left you with a babysitter and they're getting Chinese food, okay. Like you should have to have a note for that at least or something. Everything else is just pizza. There's no more people at Burger King getting 80 burgers while I try and get like one milkshake or something.
Oh man, truth, man, just spitting truth right now. I love it,
man. Yeah, LeBron James. Well, Vancouver had the Vancouver Grizzlies for like a few years, and they left to like Tennessee or something. They're the Memphis Grizzlies now.
Memphis Grizzlies, man. So yeah, you guys had the Vancouver Grizzlies, but I think that they were just so I don't know what it was. I remember reading something about the end of the Vancouver Grizzlies. I remember watching them as a kid, and then when they moved to Memphis, I was like, "Oh, all right, Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, I still get down for this." But
I don't think there's any grizzly bears in Memphis, but I don't think there's any up here either. They're all in like Alaska or something. We have like smaller like black bears down here, so I don't know how we got the Grizzlies, but yeah, they drafted Bryant Big Country Reeves in the first year.
Bryant Reeves, yes. And you guys had my boy Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Yeah, but didn't he say he didn't want to play in Vancouver or something? Or
yeah, I find that with a lot. So like for instance, like the Toronto Raptors, for instance, right? So like the Toronto Raptors, I think that there's a lot of because they're constantly flying back and forth from the border from like, you know, Canada, US, and they have to go through customs, I think, every single time, or I think there's like customs. I don't know all the procedures because I don't know how it all works, but I guess they find it to be kind of annoying. Also, a lot of the guys just don't like the colder weather. They just hate it, and they're just like, "Fuck this cold weather. I'm out. Done with this shit."
No, it's Ontario. It's crazy. It's like out here where I am, it's not as bad, but like when I log into my work system on my computer, like we have this little news thing that kind of scrolls or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when I'm logged in, it's for headquarters in Ontario. So we get the Ontario news all of a sudden. And it popped up like the other day, it was like minus 23 degrees like over there, which is like insane. Like the North Pole's like minus 40. So it's like almost as bad as that. That's funny, but
freaking crazy though. I actually saw that a record was broken for like one of the colder temperatures. It was up in a mountain or something. Like what was it, negative 100 degrees or something like that Fahrenheit?
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, bullshit. Crazy. Fucking wild though, man. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It was cool. It kind of came and went. It's like that's the thing. Like I was sort of like getting out of NBA because of how violent. Like how can I watch Undertaker throw people off a cage and then turn on the NBA? You know, like now the culture's dialed down a bit, and it's like okay, maybe we can come back to the NBA. You know, but at the time in the '90s, it's like I watched Dan Severn like knee people in the head in the UFC, and they're not stopping it. There's no time limit. You can eye gouge and like just bite people back then. And it's like they want me to just turn on NBA. It's like I don't know, man. It's not getting it done anymore.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's too good.
But see, but around that time, I remember the Supersonics went to the finals against the Bulls. I remember they had like Sean Kemp and Gary Payton and everything.
Oh. Yes, in fact, I know they're trying to get the Supersonics back into Seattle because they ended up going.
Yeah, they got that new arena. Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up going to Oklahoma City, and becoming the Thunder, and then I want them back, man. I miss the Supersonics, man. I mean, I'm a Portland Trailblazer fan for life, but I want the Sonics back, man. I want that Pacific rivalry, man. I want the Northwestern rivalry back. I need it. So it's good shit.
Yeah, when I was I went to Vancouver Canucks in Seattle like in December, and I was at a restaurant before the game, and two people from Seattle were next to us. This couple, they had like Seattle, they were going to the game too. So then now with the two hockey teams, you can just pop up and come to a game, and it's like a mini vacation. But it's like, yeah, you could do that for NBA too. You go Oregon, Washington, back and forth. But I don't know why the Sonics left. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of things. I know the arena itself was kind of falling apart. I think there was some issues with the actual arena. I think it was the taxpayers didn't want to pay for a new arena either. I know that there's usually some sort of weird legislation where the people get all up in arms, and they vote on it. And if the people don't want it, they're just like, fuck it. They'll say no. But I love how I don't know why I was thinking about this just now. I love how the government gives like $60 billion to Ukraine or whatever amount it was, but can't give a single dime to any, to anybody in the US and shit. I just find it so funny that we can, I don't know. I'm so pissed. I'm just so pissed.
Do you know a lot about Seattle? Like, have you been there?
Or? Oh yeah, I've been to Seattle plenty of times. I've watched like Seattle Mariners games.
Have you ever seen? Do you remember comedian Brody Stevens? I think he committed suicide a few years ago.
Brody Stevens. The name doesn't sound familiar.
Well, he did a hilarious bit on Seattle. I'm gonna share it right now. It's so funny.
Oh, hey, my brother just messaged me. Hold on, I'm gonna try to see if I can get him into the stream as well.
See if you can bring him up. We'll save Brody Stevens. We'll put that on he's in the bullpen.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get my brother in here real quick. I think this will be funny. I think he'll be doing it from his mobile device.
Double Garza,
yeah. It's funny because my brother doesn't actually look anything like me. I'm gonna tell him join the party. Follow the link, bruh. That is if he's still up at this. I mean, he's still up because he sent me a message, and I think it's like, meanwhile.
Is he in Baltimore too, like that other guy?
Oh, my brother? Yeah. No, he lives in he lives like a couple hours away from me. He lives in Springfield, Oregon.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he works for a pretty sick ass little pot company though. They're called like a weed company called the fuck are they called? Bobsled. And yeah, they're pretty dope company, man. One of the best. At least in my opinion. I mean, I don't really smoke weed at all. In fact, it's very rare that you'll find me smoking weed, but I'm really just an alcohol guy. But yeah, every now and then I like to take a little puff here, puff there, but barely. I love the alcohol too much.
I got to look up Dan Pena and weed and see what he says.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty rough on it. Yeah, you'd laugh at some of his takes, man. He's really intense, though. Really, really intense. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, is your brother coming on?
Don't know. I think I sent him the link, and he sent me a meme. Just a little meme here beforehand. Well, he'll get on if he gets on. You can just play whatever you want to play. If he gets on, he'll get on. But I'll keep it.
Well, check out. This is Brody Stevens. He's from Tarzana, California, I think. But he played baseball at like University in Arizona. He was like a relief pitcher. But and then he got into stand-up comedy kind of after college, and him and Joey Diaz kind of came up together in Seattle in that scene in like the mid-90s. But Brody had an uncle somewhere around Seattle, so we used to visit there growing up a bit. But this is him talking about Seattle. It's hilarious. Let me share my screen here.
Yep.
just do a quick share screen. Share and Brody Stevens. I guess Brody talking about Seattle here.
There we go.
Voice back. Too loud? Too loud for you? Doing that? May not want to sit in the front row. May not want to sit in the front row when you sit, you see 7 Kenwood speakers right in your face. You may not want to sit there and start the show with your hands in your ear like you're at the Sasquatch Festival at the Gorge. This ain't the I-90. This is Pike or Place or something out there. I get confused. Beyond Denny, where I got jackknifed. 94, listening to Cube 93.3. It was a new Green Day track, a hot band out of the East Bay. I was listening, coming back from an intense internship at Cairo Channel 7, interviewing Mariners, Seattle Sounders, ready to go to the Comedy Underground for $50 to seat the audience and deal with that energy. I edited a broadcast. I saw Harry Doppler.
Those are weathermen.
Listening to Green Day, going through Denny, on my way to Mercer Island to rinse off at my uncle's house. Island Crest. I'm in that world. QFC. Larry's. Still here? Is Larry still in Seattle? What a great market. You gotta admit, Larry's is good. Larry's was, I would just walk around. I would just walk around and look at the pomegranate juice before it went mainstream. Double tall, non-fat vanilla at Uptown Espresso before they opened up a satellite branch on 5th Avenue. I was real. Been here. Dealt with it. Afternoons alone, looking over Elliott Bay at the park. Breathing, taking it in. Pre-Facebook, pre-Twitter, pre-MySpace. AOL was strong at that time. Recognized at least 5 times a day. Yes! So we had drums here. I am chewing gum. I am in Seattle. I am walking around. I saw the Jimi Hendrix statue. I walked before shows. I got here at 8. I walked to Woodlake Zoo. Came back. Considered going to the Mariner game, walking on the field like I can. Media press pass. I am not a fanatic. I am an insider. Comfortable hugging down or Ken Griffey Jr. Yes, I'm stuck in the 90s when the Kingdome was a fixture in your eyesight. Too many references? Too local? Oh, you moved here from somewhere else? You don't get the Kingdome reference? You don't get the Tony Brandrella reference? You don't get the Sean Kemp reference? I respect my...
I love it. This is incredible.
Went to Garfield.
What a
My
beast.
good friend ran Taboo Video on First Avenue. I've got surveillance tapes of Bill Gates looking at Gmail videos. I've seen it happen. I could bring down that Skype deal they did. You don't think I know somebody on the campus in Redmond? A former busboy at the Red Robin on 124th? I've been roller skating over there. 1980. Where were you?
Yeah, that's a classic.
That's too good, man. My brother actually messaged me. Let's see. He said, "What kind of party? Whack off party?" I told him, I was like, "Join the party, follow the link." And whack, what kind of party? Whack off party? It's like, God damn it.
Tell him it's a Chinese balloon party.
We'll talk about the Chinese balloon here in a second. I'm down. But yeah,
I don't understand when they popped the balloon. A fortune never came out. I was hoping for like a fortune.
The only fortune that you're gonna get is Joe Biden is a treasonous bastard. That's about, nah, I don't know. I still think Joe Biden's a little bit in bed with China, quite a bit in bed with China, all the way under the sheets.
Maybe Hunter was controlling the balloons from his laptop.
You know what I found really funny, by the way, about the whole laptop story? Is that like anybody who would talk about it when it first came out, it was like all fake news, Russian disinformation. This is all awful. And then all of a sudden, it turns out it's real as day. All those photos are real, so much evidence, and yet sweep it under the rug. You know, I don't know. And Joe Biden's clearly in bed with China. It's just like all the evidence, like I wouldn't say clearly, there's not like solid. I mean, he covers his tracks well if he is, but it's just like, you know how they said Trump was in bed with Russia basically, and they didn't have like a whole boatload of evidence to really support that, but they just said, oh, he is. That's all there is to it. Well, I'm going to be in the same boat and say, hey, guess what? Biden's in bed with China. I don't have all the evidence, but I don't know. The evidence is looking pretty favorable lately. And also, as the old saying goes, give Alex Jones about 2 to 3 years and he will be found to be right. I think it's like,
yeah, it's hard to say. Well, Jacob Wool was saying Biden kept a lot of trade deals with China, which are better for U.S., like they haven't been canceled. But I don't know. Biden's just, I don't know. Is your life better under Biden?
I mean,
hello.
Look, I have no idea who's. One of the things is, man, I don't rely. Luckily, I don't rely on politicians. That's the one thing, man.
Back?
I'm still here. I'm still here. Oh, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Maybe I got cut off.
Oh, I maybe. Hold on.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I think you're back now.
I could see you. I could hear you.
Yeah, either I got cut off.
That was probably one of the other.
Either I got cut off or you got cut off for a minute.
My internet sometimes is decent for the most part, but sometimes there are intermittent things. But yeah, so I don't know. I think life is okay under Biden, but I do believe that I just think that there's some dirty business when it comes to lifelong politicians. That's why I'd rather have an outsider, because at least you know, Trump, whether he's corrupt or not, at least he spent his life running businesses, doing things that I feel like kind of mattered. You know, I think when you're a lifelong politician, you know, you're kind of, I don't know. I just don't have a lot of respect for politicians, I guess. I don't know. It's tough for me. I mean, I understand they're necessary. You know, politicians are necessary. I'm not going to totally dog all of them. But at the same time, it's just like, I think once you're in the game for too long, the poison enters your veins a little bit, turns you into something you didn't expect. You get a little corrupted. I don't know, man. There's a lot of corrupted people.
Yeah, but the problem is people underestimate people like Biden, or it's like they ignore the fact that he's been in politics for like 40 years, and they think, oh, this will be easy to beat him. But he knows every trick, like every underhanded thing. Like that's happened. That's in any country. Like people underestimate certain politicians. They're like, this guy seems like a doofus, and he seems like sleazy. But it's like, you know, you can't underestimate him. And I think that's what happened. I think they kind of underestimated because he didn't campaign.
Yeah.
He just stayed in his basement the whole time, and people thought, oh, this will be easy. And they're not. But meanwhile, they're getting the mail and ballots together, and it's like, you know.
Yeah, I'm still pissed off that Biden even won, which I'm trying not to get kicked off of YouTube right now, but because I actually had one of my videos banned because I had talked about a certain president being fraudulently elected, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying not to get banned for the things I say anymore, but fuck you.
It was basically one of those WWE endings where someone hits them with a chair and the referee didn't see it, So they're just like, all right, I guess there's a new champion. We're moving on to the next pay-per-view.
I am glad, though, that at least enough conservatives won to take the majority in the House, because there was a lot of shitty bills that were being there's a lot of shitty legislation that was being passed in the House when the Democrats were ruling it. And now we're kind of getting back to the point where it's like, okay, if we're gonna get bills passed, it better damn well be bipartisan. You know, there's got to be some real agreement here, because I mean, I prefer it when the House and the Senate are completely divided. Like, I don't want one party taking control of everything. That's just terrible, you know. But I want there to be
especially when the worst part of your life is like inflation and spending.
Oh,
yeah, well, are you there?
Oh, still here.
Sorry,
if you can hear,
keeps cutting in and out. But yeah, but division means gridlock. Gridlock is good because there'll be less spending and less inflation.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the fact, I'm going to say this right now, I like the fact that money's more expensive to borrow right now.
Yeah.
It definitely pauses economic growth a little bit, though, because some companies kind of rely on the borrowed money to get things going, you know, especially, you know, so I don't know. It's all going to hell in a handbasket. But
yeah, Grant Cardone wants you to borrow money and buy a house and rent it out. Are you going to do that?
I mean, it is a smart idea, to be honest. I mean, if you, I just think that I'm trying to actually improve my credit score I'm trying to get my credit score to 800 right now, so I can get like super, super low interest rates for mortgages, because I'm willing to get a good house. Like, I'm willing to pay it. I'm willing to, like, you know, rent out a room or something like that, or maybe not Airbnb. I don't trust Airbnb that much, but I know you're cutting in and out a little bit for the stream. Can you still hear me, bud? Oh, I think the stream might have cut out completely. Let's see. Hold on. Let me check my connection.
Sorry, I'm back. My internet cut out.
Oh, no, you're good, man. I was waiting for a bit, just in case.
Yeah, my internet's been on and off. There's been a lot of storms lately, so. But what would you get? What kind of house would you get for yourself? Like, what would you put in your house? Like, what kind of house do you want?
Honestly, when it comes to houses, I kind of want to. That's a good question. Just basically anything with 2 bathrooms, preferably. 2 bathrooms, preferably. But yeah, I'm not picky. To be honest, I'm not picky as long as there's no issues with the roof. Preferably at least 2 bedrooms, 1 living room, 1 kitchen, at least 1 bath room. I would prefer 2 bathrooms, to be honest, just in case 1 bathroom goes kaput for a bit. But yeah, no, I was looking at a lot of homes in my area. I was going Century 21, checking them out, because my girlfriend and I are looking to move in together at some point, but she's got like 3 cats and stuff, and kind of want to find a place where we can have all the cats without having to deal with landlords and stuff like that. And I mean, I've been renting for a long time. I've been renting for ages, to be honest, but yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a mortgage, though. 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and then sell the house off after 10 years or something.
Well, wait, are you guys going to have?
Yeah, the goal is we're going to have kids we're going to have kids at some point. Probably pretty soon, to be honest. But we're trying to be smart.
But what kind of house? Like all these houses now I see on YouTube, they've got like a bowling alley and an arcade room and like a ball pit. Like, what are you going to have in yours?
Mine's gonna be as boring as this place. Just the only bowling room is gonna be like kids bowling, like little tiny plastic pins with a plastic bowling ball. No, I got a cool projector though. I got a cool RCA projector, like one.
There you go, movie room.
Yeah,
There's this website. I think it's called Atlanta Home Theaters. It's some company in Atlanta, Georgia, that builds home theaters. Have you ever seen this company?
Huh. Sounds pretty cool though.
It's unbelievable. Like, you've seen a lot of home theaters. Like, we've all seen home theaters. But this company is completely out of control with their home theaters. Like, I saw one they built. It's like a jungle. They built a jungle in some guy's house. It's like you're watching a movie in the jungle. Another guy they built like what looked like you're on an entire street inside this guy's house. And it costs like 800 grand. And you're sitting on like some chair in some old city, but it's in the house kind of thing. But it's the most amazing home theaters I've ever seen. It's like Atlanta Home Theaters. But
that sounds pretty cool.
Or you can just get a waffle maker for your kitchen, whatever you want. You don't have to get a home theater. But, like, try and get something cool,
Oh, it's all right. I already got, when you said waffle maker, though, I already got a little waffle maker already.
Nice.
No, I'm pretty basic, man. As long as I got a good table, as long as I got a table that can have my monitors on them, where I can do my work and do my crazy show. Cause I'm just honestly obsessed with doing my show, investing. As long as I have the means to do the things that I'm obsessed with, I'm okay. I'm okay at the end of the day. It's pretty simple. I'm a simple boy.
Yeah, some of these collector people get out of control. Like, they collect action figures and Funko Pops, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
I'm afraid of turning into a hoarder because I know I got hoarder DNA. Like, my grandpa, fucking hoarder. Well, I'd say technically I found out I'm not related to my grandpa, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. But no, like on my mom's side of the family, for instance, a lot of hoarders, like lots of hoarders. It's crazy. But it's what do you call it? I'm afraid of that, man, because I like collecting some things. But I'm like kind of not. The only thing I collect anymore is stocks. The only way, like, how I told you, like, I love investing in companies all the time. Well, I found that I have the habit of collecting physical things, and physical things take up too much room. So I was like, I need to find something that will pay me. And I was like, oh, I just got to get brokerage accounts and collect stocks. Okay. Those don't take up any space. It's like, and it gives me it gives me income too. So it gives me a form of income through the dividends. I'm like, woo. But anyway, yeah, I'm basic, man. I'm a minimalist, dude. I'm like that. I'm like quintessential stereotypical millennial minimalist, I guess.
No, I've talked to a couple of people who have collectible stores. Like, they'll sell like sports cards and other stuff. And if you've ever talked to these people, it's the saddest thing you've ever heard in your life. They all have the same story. Like, I've talked to a few in my area, and their wife left them, all of them, at some point.
Oh.
And whatever they collected, the values dropped by like 90%.
Oh.
So they got this whole store full of stuff that no one really wants. At some point, you can see over the decades, they tried to sell other stuff like badminton rackets or something. if they're near like a high school, but it's like, but yeah, they just sit in there by themselves all day with their cards, and then they'll try and find like one thing to sell. Like, what were people buying for a while? I can't remember. It wasn't Pokemons. It was some sort of like stuffed animal that people were buying. But they always try and like find some new thing. Might have been that. Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to get anyone in the store. But they've got this giant collection of like just random stuff, like old Star Trek figures and hockey cards and all kinds that nobody will buy. Like, I used to come in and buy a few things. But if you just come in and look, they hate you. Like, they're super rude to you. If you buy something, though, which is like maybe once a month, someone will buy like one thing from them. They like, now you're like their best friend kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, they all have the most. But same with the collectors on YouTube and stuff. Like, they got all these action figures, but like, are you going to sell these? Or are you keeping them? Like, if you had put all that money in stocks, you can have free groceries for the rest of your life just on dividends. You'll never have to worry about it again, Exactly,
man. Like, the thing is, one of the reasons why I'm such a crazy investor. Hold on, give me a second. My brother wants to know what I'm doing in the live stream. My boy Tim and I are just farting around. and discussing random things. That's what I'm telling. Random things. Oh, I think he's kind of tired. He might join in. Who knows? Maybe he'll be a surprise guest here in a few moments. I don't know, but
he might do a run-in.
Oh, but yeah. So you're talking about like the collectible guys and stuff like that. I just, I get that. I kind of get that because it's like I think hoarding's just bad though, man. It's just not. I think collecting things can turn into hoarding very quickly for somebody like me. I have an addictive personality, so if I have a bad addiction, I have to supplement that addiction with something else. I have to find something else to be obsessed with. So, or else I'm going to remain obsessed with that shitty habit, like smoking cigarettes when I was younger. Whew. That's a great example of just, I had to find other habits to replace a bad habit. And it took a while. Anyway.
But you broke away from nerd culture. Like, you didn't just sit there buying Hot Wheels. You actually moved into dividends, which you can actually have a future with. A lot of people, they can't break through nerd culture. They're kind of stuck with nerd culture. And it's like I played my first RPG the other day for like Sega. I've never played an RPG in my life. Like, I've seen people play Final Fantasy and stuff.
It's fun.
And I was playing one called Shining Force. And it's like, I can kind of see how nerds would get addicted to this. You get like drawn into like the characters and what potion should I use? Damn, I need the new kind of sword. Yeah. You're just like playing it. And it's like an 8-hour game.
That's how I am with Final Fantasy VII, by the way. I played a lot of RPG games in my life. I'm a big role-playing game fan. I'm a fanatic. And, dude, I recommend Final Fantasy VII. PlayStation, greatest. It's one of my favorite. It's not the greatest RPG of all time, but it is. The story's fantastic. The gameplay's pretty damn good. I love the battle system. Ooh, just going to tell you that right now.
Also, it's good. I noticed with the battle systems, it seems like there's a certain randomness to it that kind of hooks you in, like you're playing a slot machine at a casino.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's what I noticed. There's a randomness, and you just keep hitting the button. It's like fight that zombie. It's like,
and that's what's really cool about the RPG battle systems and stuff, and the randomness of it, is it was designed off of the D&D style role-playing games. A lot of those battle systems you see in those video games are designed off of like the Gary Gygax Dungeons and Dragons sort of like style of play, the randomness, because you're always rolling the die to see what you could do, but sometimes a higher number will favor a certain attribute that you may have. In that same sort of system, they program that into a lot of RPG games, which is why it's so much fun. It's so addictive. That's why some people love D. I have too much ADD for D&D. I have AD&D, by the way, attention Dungeons and Dragons disorder. But no, like I'm trying not to go off topic too much. But yeah, like for me with nerd culture, man. I mean, I'm a nerdy guy. I still watch Star Trek. I love Star Trek. Yeah. I've watched like every episode of every series. William Shatner's my favorite Canadian of all time. Yeah, you become my second favorite Canadian of all time, by the way. You become my second favorite. William Shatner's still my number one. William Shatner's my number one Canadian, though. But you're my number two. But no, man. I'm really yeah, I mean, I just can't. I can't collect anymore. It's tough for me to want to. I mean, the urge is there. The urge, that mental urge to like want to collect stuff is there, but I have to back away. I have to back away from the collector's habit. I don't know.
Well, it's funny. Like you sort of get into like, I was at a place where it's like, I'll buy some stuff, but only if it has aesthetic value to me. I'm not going to buy stuff to sit in a closet. Like if I like a statue or a picture or something, I'll get it. But only if it has aesthetic value. Like I actually want to look at it a lot. I'm not going to buy stuff just to collect it. But the problem is then you start to get a bit more money and you get more options. And you start thinking, well, I could buy this thing and I'm not going to really want to look at it because it's kind of expensive. I think I'll just hide it like under a bed or in a closet or something and bring it out in 20 years. But then it's just like, well, then what are you doing? Now you're just collecting stuff and stacking it away that you're not going to look at. And then your life's going by with something that you just bet $400 on. Like I was looking at some artwork recently and it was going to be $400. And I'm just like, am I going to look at that? I mean, I don't have a proper place to display that. So it's like, it's same with nerd culture. Like I had this friend since like high school, and then in college, he drifted off. He got into Dungeons and Dragons. He started getting into like retro video games. I don't know what he got into. I think he dropped out, but he kept a job at a college where he's like a receptionist in the dorm there. And he's done that for like 20 years or something. And he probably makes minimum wage. And I was trying to tell him, you got to get out of Dungeons and Dragons. You got to get out of nerd culture. You got to get, I don't think he's ever dated. I don't think he's ever done anything. I don't think he's ever left that town. And I'm just like, I was trying to steer him away, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't steer him away. But it's like, like nerd culture, people get swept up in it. And it's like, you got to just dip into nerd culture. You got to dip into like Final Fantasy or like whatever I'm playing. It's like, you can collect a few things, but don't let it get out of control, because you'll be like this guy, 20 years being the receptionist at the college dorm, and you don't even go to the school anymore. You haven't gone there for like 10 years, and you're just some guy playing like old Ataris in your basement. It's like, so yeah, be careful. Nerd culture is dangerous.
I can agree with you on that one. Like, even though, like, for instance, I'm obsessed with like Star Trek. Like I told you just a second ago, I still watch reruns every now and then. Because I spend a lot of time alone, just because sometimes I get depressed and shit, and I just need to be alone. But sometimes I like to have like Star Trek playing in the background, because it kind of makes me feel like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm kind of a part of a hopeful future. You know what I mean? Just by hearing it in the background. I know that sounds odd, but that's just kind of how I've always felt. I know that sounds lonely and pathetic, to be honest to me, but I don't know.
No, that's what investing is. It's like an escape from all your problems, and now you're just dealing with numbers. You're just got a calculator out, you're punching stuff in. Oh, in 5 years I might have this, in 10 years I might have that. And it's like I didn't realize it was like a total escape. Like I used to use like movies and music and stuff to escape, and then I realized this is a better escape. It's just completely unemotional. And instead of like whatever you might do, like get drunk or buy drugs or whatever you might do, just like buy stuff off eBay, you're buying stuff that's actually going to pay you. It's like the ultimate escape. It's like the best thing you could do.
Well, I mean, and also it kind of gamifies reality. Because you know how like in a video game, you'll accomplish things within the game, but it has no real lasting effect in your actual life. That's how I feel about investing. Like it actually gives you actual real world results in your life. Like if I'm a good investor, like, somebody could be a really good gamer, and maybe if they're like really, really good, they might be able to, I don't know, make some money in a tournament somewhere, like that's one thing. But like, for instance, when I'm investing, if I'm good at it, which I think I've gotten pretty good over the years, just as a long-term investor, I'll never day trade. Fuck that shit. But I don't know. I study the books. I'm like I said, I'm a nerd. If I'm gonna be nerdy about anything, I'm gonna be nerdy about something that gives me a huge advantage in this life. It better give me a huge advantage, because if I think about it this way, if I have a huge advantage, then my kids or my girlfriend, like if I die tomorrow, right? All of my assets that I have, all of my stocks basically, all go to my kids or my girlfriend or my family. It gets divvied up in a will. That's about it. That's the way I look at it. So like if I'm being selfish right now, which I'm not really selfish at all, because I guess I don't really use my money towards anything except for investing, and I'll buy my girlfriend stuff, I'll buy her like things like here and there, but I don't know. I try to be as obsessed as I can about anything that matters.
Mm-hmm.
As crazy as this, I'm going off on a tangent. My bad.
No, it's possible to do. It's like I'm a Smashing Pumpkins fan. It's like, Billy Corgan owns NWA Wrestling. Like he's like the owner. For a while, he like co-owned TNA and everything. But, in 1998, like I was just watching a concert from them in 98. He, I don't even think he was watching wrestling at that point. He didn't start until like he was in his 30s. Like he watched it as a kid. And then because it was big in like 99, 2000, he got back into it. And then he became obsessed and learned everything about it. And then to the point where he was like an owner. It's like, that's kind of how I was with stocks. Like, I knew nothing about this. Now I'm on the phone with like people at companies, like asking them about their reinvestment plans.
I love
it,
man.
But like a year ago, I didn't even know what that was. But but it's one of those things you get obsessed with, but it's one of the few things you get obsessed with that can actually benefit you. Almost everything else, like you might collect some stuff, you might, unless it's like exercise. But even then, if you get into like cycling or something, you're going to spend thousands of dollars and your cardio is going to be a little better. You're not going to have more money for anything. Cycling's not going to pay you. It's like, like no sport. It's like, oh, I'm in an amateur basketball league and I go on road trips and that costs a lot of money. But it's all just stuff that's going to cost you money. This is the only thing that pays you back anything.
Oh yeah. And the cool thing is, I think, and I said this before, I think previously, like CNBC, Fox Business, Yahoo Finance, for instance, if you watch those channels, any of those business channels that talk about stocks, they make it seem like a gambling parlor. They make the stock market seem like a gambling parlor, when in all reality, you see those fluctuations all the time, right? In the stock market, the ups and downs. But if you were to look at the housing market on a day-to-day basis, you would see very similar fluctuations in housing value, up, down, up, down, up, down, because nobody can really ever completely decide in a market what something's going to be worth. And if you know that something's valuable and it happens to go down in a day, well, guess what you're going to do? You're going to buy more of it. That's as simple as that. But yeah, if people had more of a long-term horizon on stocks, like good companies, they'd find that it's a better investment than real estate. That's my personal opinion, by the way. That's my personal opinion that if you pick the good companies, I don't know. I could be wrong. I might be proven wrong in the future, but I think owning a company is more important than owning a house. Let's just put it that way. Or owning several companies is better than owning several houses, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, like Grant Cardone wants you to buy houses, but it's got to be the right deal, though. Like you can also lose a lot of money on the wrong deal. Like suddenly the house, like the roof's caving in and the plumbing's messed up, or you rent to some tenant who like starts destroying it. Now you've got mold in the walls because they had a grow up going. It's like, if it's the wrong deal and the wrong tenant, like you can also lose a lot of money. It's got to be the right deal.
Yeah. My brother just wanted me to mention that Kerry Collins is the greatest quarterback of all time. I actually don't know who Kerry Collins is, to be honest, and that Myers Leonard will break LeBron's score. Oh, you bastard. Don't say that. My brother's mentioning players who will never do those things. God damn it. My brother's trolling me right now. My brother's trolling. It's good shit. I troll him all the time.
Who did Kerry Collins play for? He's 50 years old now. And played for Carolina, the Giants.
I think he didn't have I don't think he had like a very stellar career as a quarterback, though. I can't remember. Sounds kind of familiar though. The name's kind of jog in some memory here.
Yeah, I had a few playoff games for the Giants in like 2000, 2002. That's funny, man.
I just realized we've been on. Oh, I know that I had been doing the stream like before you had got on. I'd been doing it for like 15 minutes, but yeah, I think you and I have been on the camera together for about almost an hour already. Oh my God.
Nice.
I'm already exhausted, man. It's fun, but damn, I actually enjoy this sort of stuff because it's more like I feel like I'm at a bar right now with you. I feel like we're just chilling out at a bar, even though we're both at home, obviously. But we're both we're at our own respective our bars.
No, that's what I want. If I get my own place, I want it like a basement bar. Like Gavin has Gav's Tab in his house.
Yes,
but,
yes.
But I looked at like hundreds of like pictures, videos of people, what they did with their basement bars. And there's some cool ones, I mean, the ones that aren't good are the ones where there's too much stuff. It's just like the entire wall is covered with like funny pictures and license plates. And then it gives you a headache. Like even people's like video game rooms and movie rooms where there's like a poster on every square inch and there's like some statue or something, action figure. It's like, it's too much. It just gives you a headache. You need like a handful of things. That's all you. I think that's what Gav's tab has. He's got a sign and maybe like 1 or 2 posters, and that's all you need.
Well, I actually finally got a new printer, by the way, which is really nice. I was thinking about printing some high quality images, and then you see this little wall right here. You see that wall right here? I was gonna put some images, just some printed images as little mini posters on each of the walls. It'd probably be pretty tough to actually see them, to be honest, because the distance from this camera to the wall is kind of a bit of a distance. I don't know, not that bad.
You'd have to do a composite. You'd have to do a composite of a bunch of pictures that made a bigger image or something.
That's a good idea, actually. That's actually a pretty damn good idea. I wonder if there's modern, because this is a fairly new printer that I got. I wonder if it has that setting where you could it'll print out multiple. What's that term called? You just mentioned what the term was called, where it was where you get
like composite.
Composite, yeah. I need to see if there's composite settings that are in printers or anything like that.
I remember I was in the 5th grade. We had a thing where you have to design your own city kind of thing. And I was playing Sim City a lot back then for Windows 3.1 or whatever.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, but there was an option always that said print. And I never knew what that meant. So one time I was like, I'll use this for my class project. And I had one of those printers. You remember those old ones that were really loud that went across? So I pressed print. And it printed out the entire city in a composite thing, like a giant long thing, that you had to piece together. And so then it was a giant wall-sized city of
That's
your
awesome.
City. Yeah, it was so funny,
dude. Love it.
Man, right on.
Incredible, man. I love it.
Big UFC Saturday, Volkanovski, Makachev. I'm fired up for that. It's gonna be good.
Oh hell yeah! Whew, excited. Now, I need to watch more UFC, man. I try to watch more of the. Well, I mean, I just enjoy watching a good fight every now and then. I like watching heavyweight boxing. That's my favorite.
Well, who's Tyson Fury fighting next? I think he's got someone coming up.
Yeah, I think he's. Tyson Fury's a fucking freak. That guy's incredible.
Everyone wants him to fight Alexander Usyk, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think they're under 2 different body organizations, but maybe they'll bring it together. So.
Well, you know what's funny is I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'2", well 6'1", and I'm about. I fluctuate from 250 to 260. If I turned what I have into pure muscle, and I just learned how to fucking box, I would feel very confident getting in the ring. If I could turn what I have into muscle. I just need to do a lot of fucking push-ups, a lot of, I know it takes more than just doing push-ups, and obviously, but it would be kind of cool though to experience that, even at an amateur level, getting in a boxing ring, kind of getting into more. I wouldn't do kickboxing because I'm too stupid with my legs. I could barely do anything right with my legs. Doing standard boxing though. Heavyweight boxing for me would be fine. UFC, hell no. I am not that talented. I'm not that talented to do those fucking. I've seen those guys. They're actually really fucking talented at fighting. But with boxing though, I feel like I could just, at least get, kind of maneuver and do what I want to do against the opponent. But
well, boxing's all cardio, but at heavyweight, Butterbean had a great career. I don't think his cardio was great.
Yeah. As long as I'm just as long as I know how to
Butterbean was knocking people out. Yeah, just try and block. Like when Floyd fought Conor McGregor. Floyd just blocked for the first few rounds, and then McGregor was out of gas. That's all you had to do.
Oh,
but yeah,
man.
Butterbean had a great career, and he I don't know what his cardio was. I don't know how Butterbean trained. I've never seen a Butterbean training video.
Yeah. Oh man. Some good shit. Well, you want to wind down the stream? Got any final words for the audience at all that you can think of?
Yeah, what's happening? Look out, USA! I'm getting my passport. I'm coming back. Last time I was in the USA I was in Portland, Oregon in 2000. That was the last time I was there.
Oh, in 2000. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the last time I left Canada. Was year 2000. I was in Portland, Oregon.
That's wild, man. Holy crap. No, it's kind of cool though. Like, and that'd be cool. That'd be cool for you to actually be able to get back into, at least traveling and stuff. Because it sounds like you enjoy traveling for the most part, or at least you. I don't know.
Yeah, now that I'm looking into it, it's like I'm ready to go. Like I'm like looking at I'm watching. You remember Rick? Rick Steves on PBS. I'm watching his Europe show again. It's like he's going all these places. Like, yeah, I want to go to Austria. I want to sit in a villa or something. I want to march through Switzerland. But yeah, it's like, but if I have a passport, I can go to Leavenworth for Oktoberfest in Washington State. That'd be fun. It's like knock them back.
Get it.
Schnitzel. And what are they at? Schnitzel? What else is Oktoberfest food? I don't know.
Oh,
sausages?
I think it's Oktoberfest. I'm not actually, now that I think about it, I'm not that familiar with Oktoberfest now that I think about it. But
well, it's German. Leavenworth, Washington State. That's their whole town. It's set up for Oktoberfest. Like once a year, everyone goes there.
I love it, man. Well, here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the broadcast real quick. You can stay in the studio real quick, but I'm going to just end the standard broadcast real fast. Boom.
Bye, USA.